Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to part 2 of my Skylines series, Others. So, in the last one we started building this small village, and yes, today we're going ahead with this one. At first we are fixing the garden of the mansion, we are placing some more vineyards there, and just like detailing the whole place with some dirt on the ground. So, also I fixed some parts of the fence there, and yes, this is what we will do for the next like 3 minutes. Like, no, 2 minutes, I'm sorry. So while I'm working on this one in the background, I want to ask you something. We had some very good names for the small village, and I got two names. One was Saint August the Nard, I think it's pronounced, and Ognox. No, Ognox. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I will write it on the screen, and just like I will also write it what will be decision 1 or 2, and you can vote by the info button if I'm remembering to edit, but I think I will remember it. And yes, in the next episode we will say how this whole city is called. And yes, so for the vineyards, I placed some dirt inside of them just to get more realism to them, because you don't just have grass under them, you have a lot of dirt there. So this was what I did there, and I think it turned out quite well. So I think this like vineyard thing is very important for me there, and also with the FPS drops I have to work with, so I'm using the bigger ones later on quite effectively, because it would just like drop the FPS to a very low point at some point, and this wouldn't be that good for me. So for the detailing I went with grass scrubs, I'm sorry, just because I think they're adding a lot of realism to this whole area. And some, like, I think they're called cypress, yes, some cypress, and I'm just using them because of the look of them, and they're doing their way for looking very formal and planted. So I've then there built the next fields. I want a lot of them due to the fact that I just like need them for realism, because it would be very realistic to have something like this in a French small village, in a small French village like this one, due to the fact that you wouldn't have the possibility of building a big industry or something like this there. So I think this whole thing looks awesome. It is just like fitting in very well, and I love that I can build the map in this theme, and also in a bit more modern theme later on, but we'll see this in some other episodes, because I also want to build some more modern city parts from some other villages and bigger villages, because this one isn't that big. It is quite small, but I wanted something like this on this river bend there, and the part where rivers crossing, due to the fact that it would be very realistic to have something like a village there since the beginning, because it would be a very good point for people to live and start doing their stuff there. So, and yes, we will now build these vineyards until minute 7.20, and then we will start with building something very different. And until then, I will leave you, and we will see ourselves back at minute 7:20. So till then, enjoy the video, and if you're new to this channel, I would appreciate it if you would show me your support with a like, and if you want to see more, I would appreciate if you would consider subscribing to me. It helps me a lot, and it encourages me to do more videos. And we also currently reached 155 subscribers, and yes, just a big thank you for all of you guys for your support. I'm sorry. And yes, until minute 7.20, hopefully you're having a great day, and yes, bye. So we're back and we're starting off by building our small country cottage. Why I'm calling country cottage? Because it's a very small house with something like the vineyards in the background, and I thought this would be something maybe for the workers because this whole vineyards belong to our mansion that we built in the last episode, and I thought it would be very realistic to have something like not from the main street, from an in-between street going off a small house, and at this house they're just like living there and working there. So we'll also build some more small sleeping quarters later on. They won't look like sleeping quarters, but it will have like the style of them. And yes, I thought about at first I thought about warehouses, and I was looking through all my warehouses there, and we could use some of them, but they wouldn't fit there in any way. So I thought about maybe getting in an industrial building like this one, but this will be used later on, but not right now. It is just like that I wanted to try everything out and see if something works fine for me, or if I won't be able to use anything quite good looking there. So yes, and as you can see there, it is just like very hard for me to get them in there correctly, and then there I found this building right there. And I love it because it's a very simple building, but it has a lot of details, so I think this should be possible. And yes, I was just like quiet right now because I got a like message from my parents and I had to read it up, sorry. So back to the video. I'm doing the backyard street there, and this one will be better detailed later on. It is just like that I want to build the scrubs around it and get a smooth look of it, and I think this works fine. And it is also giving a lot of details because you just like have this feeling when you're driving down this road of going into a small forest and having this feeling like, oh, this is something like a private thing there, what it also is. So this was one of the things I want to achieve with this area, that it looks private and not for the public, I would say. So back to the video, not back to the video, I'm sorry, back to the facts. What we're doing there is I'm trying to get a nice squarey pavement there. And after this one, I've just like started building the wall, getting in more details, and then also went ahead with the forest and detailing of the backyard. For the backyard, I stick with one big tree, just for the reason that it's pretty realistic to have just one big tree garden, because you don't want to have a garden full of trunks and some trees. It's better to have one big trunk and one big tree than a lot of small ones. So from now on, we will just like go ahead with detailing, and let me have a look on my list. Yes, we are doing this just like with the forest and more detailing until minute 17. And after this one, we are just going ahead with mention detailing, and yes. So the street there that I used there, I love it because it's, I'm sorry for the sound, it's giving so many great details to this whole area, and it is very easy to use. And with the red color mod, you can also color the streets very well and get them from this greenish color to a very red and realistic color. So for the next episode, I think actually this will be the last pre-produced one. Yes, it actually looks like it. And then I can finally build again. I haven't built since 1 week, and I just like want to build, but I know when I would like to produce right now, I would produce so many things that I would have the problem of getting things in. So just like to get everything recorded and fit it into YouTube, and I don't want this to happen, so I sadly have to just like wait until I can play again. So this is okay. And this also means that we're getting ahead with our series quite a lot, and yes. So I will leave you for this video, and if you've enjoyed this episode and you would like to see more, I would appreciate if you consider subscribing to me. And if you just want to support me, or you already have subscribed to me, I would appreciate if you would give this video a like. It helps me a lot. And comment what you think about the names, and even if you have some like other ideas or maybe story about this small village or about the area that it's in, I would appreciate you writing in the comments, and I will talk about your story in one of the next videos. So thank you for watching, hopefully see you in another video, and have a great day. Bye!